Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about Mark Essex, and Mark Essex is known as the New Orleans Sniper. Okay, Mark Essex was from Emporia, Kansas. He wasn't from New Orleans, but he moved to New Orleans after he was discharged from the Navy. When he was in the Navy, he became friends with a guy named Rodney Frank, who was from New Orleans, and Rodney Frank, unlike Mark Essex, had a lot of trouble with the law prior to entering the Navy. Rodney Frank had been arrested for armed robbery, possession of marijuana, and some of that continued when Rodney Frank was in the Navy. Well, Mark Essex was from Emporia, Kansas, and on December 31st, 1972, he went to a New Orleans police station, and even though he said he wanted to only kill white people, he shot and killed African-American police cadet named Alfred Harrell. Alfred Harrell was a student at Loyola University, 19 years of age, exceptional grades, and he had an exceptional athletic build. But Mark Essex shot and killed him, and he also wounded a police lieutenant, Horace Perez. Then he ran across Interstate 10, shot off some firecrackers to try to confuse the police, but he goes into another building and then sets off the alarm to lure the police in and try to trap them. Well, he shoots and kills a canine officer. Well, then 8 days passed, and on January 7th, 1973, he goes to the Howard Johnson. He parks on the 4th floor of the parking lot. The building is still in existence in New Orleans, but it's now a Holiday Inn. Well, he goes to the 4th floor, and he didn't get access to the hallways till he got to the 18th floor. He tried to get the maids to let him in on other floors, but the 18th floor was open, even though that was against hotel policy to do so. Sometimes the maids would leave those doors open to go talk with the maids who worked on the other floors. Well, he gets to the 18th floor, and then on room 1829, he sees a Caucasian couple, Dr. Stegall and his wife. They're from Virginia. They're on a belated honeymoon, but he forces them into the room. Dr. Stegall tussles with Mark Essex, but Essex overpowers him, and he shoots Dr. Stegall dead. Well, his wife was crying over his body. He shoots the wife in the back of the head. Shows you how much of a coward Essex was. And then he drops the Pan-African flag by their bodies and says, "Africa greets you." Then he soaks the room phone books in lighter fluid and then lights the curtains on fire. Somehow he makes his way to the roof of the Howard Johnson and he starts picking people off. He wounds a New Orleans firefighter who was just trying to put the fire out. He shoots his hand off, a guy by the name of Tim Urson. And fortunately, Chuck Pittman, who was a Marine Corps chopper pilot, he is watching the news on TV and he sees this. He offers the New Orleans PD his chopper. So Chuck Pittman goes and gets his CH-46 chopper and puts New Orleans police officers in the helicopter, and they start shooting at Mark Essex from the chopper to lure him out of his hiding spot. And then they eventually are able to land on the roof, and Mark Essex is shot dead. He's shot a total of 211 times. The only part that didn't receive gunshot wounds was Essex's gallbladder. But then they go to Essex's apartment after the shooting, and they find all kind of stuff written on the wall, like "hate white people," and then he writes the word "blood," and then underneath the word "blood" it said "blonde hair, blue eyes," and it says "kill pig Nixon," just all kind of evil stuff. Huge racial tension was predicted after that, and there were a few scuffles between African Americans and Caucasians then, but nothing major came of it. A lot of the maids were terrified of Mark Essex, and when they wouldn't let him in the hallways until he got to the 18th floor, they called the hotel manager and the assistant manager, and they also called the cops. The hotel manager and the assistant manager tried to stop Essex, but they were both killed by Mark Essex's gunfire. And Mark Essex experienced racism when he was in the Navy. I'm not going to say he didn't, because he did. At the same time, he graduated in the top of his class at boot camp. He was allowed, because he graduated so high, he was allowed his assignment of choice, and he was a dental technician. And and the officer that he worked for, or Lieutenant James Hatcher, or Dr. James Hatcher, he took Essex under his wing, wrote recommendations for Essex every chance he could get, recommended Essex to the Navy's flag football team, and Essex got a starting job on that team. So it didn't stop Essex doing from what he wanted to do in the Navy either. And I'm going to make further videos on this. So hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.